Hey everyone! While I was reading Amelia Earhart, Lost at Sea, I noticed something. I noticed that in order to make the story more interesting, the author told me more, described to me the things and the ways things were happening in the story. So think about adjectives and adverbs as describing words. Let me show you what I mean. So if you have a person or a place or a thing, and someone starts telling you about it, those are called adjectives. This guy is very cute. Cute is an adjective that describes the gerbil. This guy is very hairy. Hairy is a word that describes what kind of thing it is. It tells me more. It's a describing word called an adjective. Okay? He's obviously hungry. Right? Because he's eating broccoli. He is very, very hungry. That describes him. And of course, I could say that he is also white in color. Colors are almost always describing words. Okay? So you could talk about their size. You could talk about what they're like. Those are adjectives when you're describing people, places, or things. In the story, though, they also described some of the actions that were going on in the story. These are similar to adjectives, but they're called adverbs because they're not talking about people, places, and things. They're talking about the actions in the story. Adverbs describe actions. So, for example, this man, he was quickly changing the tire because it was raining. How did he change the tire? Quickly. This person here was crawling very slowly. Oh, maybe he was injured. He was crawling slowly. It tells you how he crawled. This person was digging deeply. Yeah, way down into the ground. He dug deeply into the ground. That's how he, and then I was taking pictures very carefully, right? These words tell me more about how the actions are happening in the story. So we have adjectives describing nouns, adverbs describing actions, but both things doing the job of making the story more interesting. All right. With that said, let me prove to you that I found some describing words. Amelia Earhart was a famous airplane pilot. It tells me what kind of pilot she was. She was famous, right? She was also an airplane pilot, not a riverboat pilot, an airplane pilot or pilot. Both these words tell me more, right? Let's see. She bravely flew. Now that's different because now I am describing how she flew. That is, instead of an adjective, an adverb. Interesting. Let's keep going. She was the first woman. What woman? The first woman. Describes that she was the first. Then Earhart tried to become the first woman to fly around the world. This time she flew with a man named Freddie Noonan. Noonan helped her with her maps and directions. What kind of weather? Bad weather. Made the last part of their trip dangerous. Okay, now there are a couple different ones here. So I could say the last part, that describes part, and then I would say maybe even the dangerous word, right, describes their trip. So dangerous is another adjective, but it's working backwards a little bit. She and Noonan mysteriously disappeared. We know they disappeared, but it was kind of mysterious. Ooh, while they were flying over the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so this story is good. It's interesting because the author included words that tell you more. Now, I'm going to have you do two things for me with adjectives. The first, you're going to enjoy a great story that I found for you. Then I'm going to show you a picture and I'm going to ask you to describe the things in the picture. Mainly adjectives today, but you're going to have to tell me about them. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to be reading you hairy, scary, ordinary. What is an adjective? And then I'm going to want you to look at this picture and describe, oh, hot. Oh, I got too close to that campfire. That campfire is hot. It describes, it tells me more about it. I would like you to describe 7 things on this page. Tell me their color, tell me what they're like, tell me more. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.